Welcome to News in Alberta. This is Special Ed. Today we're looking at two homicide detectives that plead guilty to perjury.
Thanks for joining us here on The News at 6. I'm Mike Sela.
And I'm Dawn Baker. A WTOC exclusive update in the case of former Savannah police detective pleading guilty to 8 separate felonies, including perjury and violation of oath by a public officer.
Now, the charges relate to her investigation into a murder case in Savannah from 2021. And since then, multiple other cases have been dropped altogether because of her involvement.
WTOC was the only news station in the courtroom as the former SPD detective admitted guilt. Our Madeline Bierster was the only reporter in the courtroom today. She joins us now.
In the 24-hour newsroom, Madeline, what was the reaction?
Well done, Mike. The former detective Ashley Wood showed little reaction in court, remaining mostly stoic in front of the judge. She did have several supporters there with her. Meanwhile, Judge Walmsley expressed strong disappointment in her actions and the impact it's had on our community.
Former Savannah police detective Ashley Wood pleaded guilty Monday to 8 felony counts, including perjury and violation of oath by a public officer. She admits she provided false or misleading information in reports, warrants, or testimony, misrepresented evidence and witness accounts, and made statements that didn't match her body cam footage.
Have you pleaded the charges, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you in fact guilty?
Yes.
Wood was fired after an internal affairs investigation began in 2023 tied to a murder case. That impacted the integrity of multiple investigations that were later dropped entirely because of her involvement.
So because of her and another homicide detective's perjury, alleged 6 murderers walk free.
There has been some real focus on your case, and I think understandably so in this community. Given your position as a police officer, you, by holding that position, held a position of trust.
Wood was sentenced to 15 years of probation and received credit for time served with multiple conditions. She can no longer serve as an officer in the state of Georgia. She also received first offender status, meaning if she violates the terms, she could face up to 60 years in prison.
So between her and another officer, they let 6 people walk free, and they get 15 months of probation instead of 60 years in jail. I mean, these are 2 very serious felonies. You shouldn't get first offender's status for these kind of felonies.
You have appeared before me as a police officer, and the fact that we are now going through this is terribly disappointing. But I'm not going to let my disappointment or anger associated with that affect this sentence ultimately and what has been negotiated with the state.
Well, at the same time, the judge says the sentence gives her the opportunity as a first offender, like any other citizen, to move forward and learn from her actions. In addition to that, there is a murder trial set to begin this week where her warrant may get thrown out of the case entirely. I'll be bringing you the latest on that this week. Reporting live in the newsroom, Madeline Bierster, WTOC News.
Well, former Savannah police detectives Ashley Wood and Daryl Repress have both now taken plea deals in similar cases. Between them, at least 6 murder cases in Chatham County were dropped. Repress pleaded guilty in August of 2025 to perjury, violation of an oath by a public officer, and making a false statement. Under his plea agreement, Repress will serve 10 years of probation and is barred from working as a police officer. He was also granted first offender status.
So 10 years and 15 years. Vote for letting murderers walk free. Do you think that's fair? Let me know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.